Good afternoon, everybody. It is 12:11 Mountain Time here in the U.S. today, and we're going to be doing predictions for Saturday to the December the 2nd for all signs. Then we're going to do 5 minutes of Reiki, and then free-for-all questions after that for a couple of minutes. Demetria Holmes, hello, hello. Good afternoon to you, my dear. So Demetria, since you popped in here, let me go ahead and give you a card of the day. A card of the day is a card that just is something that's going to be a very current situation, something that has happened within the past 24 hours or within the next 24 hours. And it's going to be something that Spirit just wants you to be more aware of than what you would be if I hadn't seen that situation or pulled that card. So for Demetria Holmes, what do we have coming in for you? This is the Death card in reverse. I would call this the transformation card, but the Death card in reverse is just telling me that there's some situation in your life. I think you're dealing with somebody in your life in this particular situation where if that situation is going to improve from where it is, there are some changes that need to be made. And in this particular case, it's going to have to be something that this other person changes. And they're just kind of stubbornly refusing, which leaves you stuck in a situation where things aren't really getting better, and you have to kind of figure out, what am I going to do about that? Anna M. Lopez. Demetria, that was your message. Anna, hello, hello, welcome. Glad to see you. Let's see what your card of the day is. Glad to see you guys in the room today. Y'all came in fast. I just barely logged in here. Anna M. Lopez. Card of the day for you, my dear. You got the Queen of Clubs. Queen of Clubs is just telling me that you are doing something very creative today. This could be even getting ready for Christmas. It kind of has a festive feel to it of some kind. And whatever it is that you're doing that's creative, I think you're doing it for somebody else, to give to somebody else or to do for somebody else. And I feel like, what's the other thing I just wanted to say? Where did that information go? I feel like it's something that is encouraging and uplifting to somebody else in your sphere of influence, Miss Anna. Yeah, Mercury retrograde. Communication could be an issue. All right, let's look at Aries for Saturday, December the 2nd. What do we have coming up for you guys? Instead of hearing work hard, play hard, what I first heard is learn hard, play hard, and then I heard work hard, play hard. So it may be that some of you are really studying something big time, or maybe you get a big life lesson on Saturday. Whatever it is that you're working so hard on, whether it's learning something or whether it's working on something, I think that you're also going to find some time to really play and enjoy yourself by the end of the day. So I think you have both going on, Aries. This could be, later on going to a party or, I don't know, play, whatever play looks like for you, Aries, whatever it is you like to do for fun. Oh my goodness, the room filled up. I just did one prediction and we've got a full house. SKC, hello, hello, welcome, welcome. I'm not sure why you can't see anything. Is anybody else having trouble seeing anything? Let's Casey, I need to get you a card. Ricky, hello, hello. Glad to see you again, my dear. Gemma Croft Baker, hello, hello. Glad to see you back in the room. True, okay, all right, cool, cool. Yay. What are you working on? Or am I being too nosy? If I'm too nosy, just say so. But what are you working on? What's the creative thing? Jenny Tuccarella, hello, hello, welcome. Glad to see you in the room. SKCS, what we have coming up for you is the Forest Lovers in reverse. This just means that you have some kind of situation where you've sort of come to an impasse with somebody else. This could be an all-out argument, or it could be just a point where you're just kind of agreeing to disagree and sort of go your own way on some particular thing. It doesn't have to be like the end of a relationship, but it does signify that you're not on the same page with somebody that's important to you right now. Does that make sense for you, SKC? Ricky, you're having no problem seeing me. Thank you for letting me know. Let's see. This happened a few minutes ago. Oh, wow. That always kind of freaks me out. I know I shouldn't be freaked out by it because I do this all the time, but Spirit's amazing. Awesome, Demetria. Okay, so let's see here. Who's next? Who's next? SKC. Demetria got the first one. Ricky, I haven't given you a card yet. I'm already behind on my conversation now. Hang on. You guys be patient. If you're walking in and saying hi and I'm not greeting you right away, please don't be offended. It's just because I'm already behind on my conversation and I just got here. Let's see about Ricky's card for today. Ricky. I'm going to laugh if you get a card that symbolizes healing. Let's see what happens. Okay, so Ricky, you got the Seven of Swords in reverse. This card means some different things for me than it does in a normal deck, so let me just feel around about this time. Ricky, I just think that you're trying to make a decision right now and you're seeing, you know, you're having a hard time figuring out which way is the best way to go for whatever that decision is. Both ways to go have some positive attributes that you like. That's what I have coming up for you, my dear. Gemma, you are next. Gemma. Gemma. I like playing with your name. Could be Gemma or Gemma. Gemma Croft Baker. Card of the day for you, my dear. You got the King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles comes in a couple of ways for me, and I think that it's actually coming in both ways this time for you, Gemma. This is somebody that you are interacting with today. Not only are they financially broke, they're also feeling kind of broke emotionally as well. And when I say they feel broke emotionally, like they're having a hard time understanding how to make something happen that they really want to happen. So this could be somebody who really messed up in a relationship and now they want the relationship back on track and they don't know how to put it back there. You know, that could be a reason why somebody would be emotionally broke. So I'm seeing emotionally broke and financially broke for somebody that you're interacting with today, Miss Gemma. Jenny Tucarella, you are next. Let's take a peek for you. Jenny Tucarella. All right, Jenny Tucarella, Eight of Swords coming up for you. This just tells me that you have a situation right now where you're feeling constrained or restricted. The Eight of Swords is a really cool card, though, because it gives you a little tip. It says, guess what? Where you're feeling restricted or restrained, you're not really. It's just all in your own mind and your perspective, how you're looking at things. There is a way to find your freedom here, to get out of those restraints or constrictions. So you just want to look at whatever the situation is from a different standpoint, and that'll help you break free. Ms. Jenny. Let me scroll down and see what else we've got in convo here. Painting, cleaning, putting up the farmhouse uplift. Oh, cool. Very cool, Anna. Yay. Good luck to you in working on all that. Kim Hefner. Hello. Glad to see you in the room. Let's get you a card of the day, Ms. Kim. Tammy's here too. Hello, Tammy. Glad to see you, my dear. You're quite welcome, Demetria. Right? Great. Says Gemma. Little ODD. Hello. You haven't missed much so far. All I've gotten to is Aries. Okay, so Kim, card of the day for you. For those of you who haven't been here yet or seen the cards of the day, what they are is I'm just pulling a card for you guys whenever you come in the room. And this card is going to be about something that has happened within the past 24 hours or will happen within the next 24 hours, just something that Spirit wants you to be a little bit more aware of than what you would have been if it had not come up in the card. So, hang on. There we go. Okay. This is for Kim. You got the Shaman. This is really a great card. I am hearing a different meaning for this card for you, Miss Kim. Somebody that you're going to be interacting with today is going to have some shaman type characteristics or traits. So somebody who's really good at manifesting, somebody who is really comfortable in nature and knows also how to manipulate energy is going to be somebody that you're interacting with. This may be a male, more than likely a male, but it could be a female. Could also be somebody who is transgender as well, is what I'm hearing. Okay, so that's for Kim. Tammy, you're up to bat for a card of the day, my dear. Let me do a card of the day for Miss Tammy. World famous, fantastic jewelry maker, Tammy Hodgkinson. You guys can pick up her stuff on Etsy. She makes beautiful, beautiful jewelry. A great person to get some Christmas gifts from, just saying. Speaking of Christmas gifts, by the way, I do have gift certificates available if you want to give somebody the gift of a reading or a Reiki session. Tammy Hodgkinson. You're quite welcome, Kim. Quite welcome, Demetria. All right, Tammy, what you've got here? You've got Cernunos in reverse. Cernunos in reverse just basically means that, actually, I want to feel around about this before I start talking, because it feels a little different than usual. I think that you're going to be interacting with somebody in your life who is less than responsible and a little bit immature today. Definitely less than responsible. I'm blaming it on the fact that they're a little bit immature. Little ODD. Let me get you a card, my dear. Oh, that would be fun, Tammy. You're going to pull a card for me? Why not? Little ODD. Let's see what you get, honey. I like them. I think they add a little bit of fun. They're a little bit more personal. Let's see, let's see. Who did I say I'm pulling this for? Little ODD. Quite welcome, quite welcome. Thank you. All right, little ODD's card. Here's what you have, my dear. You have the Seven of Wands in reverse. This just means that, is this what I think it means? Yes, little ODD. You're going to be letting your defenses down about something. So a lot of times this comes in a very emotional way, little ODD. You might be telling people things that maybe you were not comfortable telling them before, something like that. Or this could be that, maybe you've taken a very protective stance around having people in your home, and so you allow people into your home, something that you've been feeling kind of protective of and you sort of had restrictions or limitations around, you're taking those down. So like I said, it can be emotional, it can be very tangible, either way, a little ODD. Demetria, you must be kidding. You were the first one I did, first one in the room. Oh, that was before you were hearing. I pulled your card right off the bat, honey, as soon as you walked in. You're going to have to scroll back to hear it now. You're quite welcome, little ODD. Okay, so let me do Taurus's prediction for Saturday, December the 2nd. Let me switch gears back into general. Taurus, I feel like generally you're going to be having a pretty good day. You do have a little bit of a cloud on the horizon. This feels to me like this is like shopping at malls or bigger stores, whatever. This is getting out and being around people, Taurus. And I feel like For some of you, when you start this shopping excursion, it's going to be fun and exciting and happiness making. But by the end of it, I feel like you're just going to be glad to get back home. I think the people out in the stores are going to be a little overwhelming, which is not such a big surprise because we're after Thanksgiving and before Christmas. But anyway, that's what I have coming up for you, Taurus. You're quite welcome to both of you guys. Let's see, Gemini, Saturday, December the 2nd. What do we have coming up for y'all? Gemini, Gemini, Gemini. Gemini, Saturday, December the 2nd, I really feel like a lot of you are going to be working on projects around the house and getting a lot of things accomplished. So maybe you're doing updates or repainting, or maybe you're just cleaning and you haven't had the time to catch up on cleaning for a while. For some of you, you may be putting up more decorations, but it just feels like you're definitely getting something accomplished. And for most of you, this is going to be something that you're doing around the house on Saturday. Victoria Haynes, hello, hello, welcome. I got the 7 of Wands as well. Oh, very cool, Tammy. Thank you. Oh, I like that one. That was fun. Okay, Victoria, let me go ahead and pull a card for you, my dear. Let's see, which was the last deck I used? We're probably ready for this one. By the way, guys, I don't have it on my website, but if anybody's interested in psychic mentoring, we can talk about what that would look like. All you have to do is get a hold of me. Birds of a feather, that's right. That's right. Whoever got the 6 of Wands though before, little ODD, that was, yours was reversed. That's why your defenses are coming down. Alia Johnson, hello, hello, welcome. Jane Donahue, hello, hello. That's the one you use right now? Okay, so let's see here. This is for Victoria Haynes. 7 of Swords. This is the second time the 7 of Swords came up. This time it's right side up. Victoria, the 7 of Swords to me usually is not good news. I'm feeling like this is kind of not good news. This is somebody that's being less than honest with you. They may not be all out lying, but they certainly aren't telling you the full truth. The interesting thing about the 7 of Swords, though, the way I read this card, is that even though somebody is not being straight with you, it's not like you're fooled. You know exactly what's up. Maybe you know and you have verification exactly what's up, or maybe you just know intuitively. Anyway, whatever it is where they think they're trying to pull the wool over your eyes, you know what's up. They just don't know you know. Okay? So that's Victoria's. Allie, you're up next, my dear. Let's do a card of the day for you. Ricky, you know how to get a hold of me. Yikes is right, but it's not really that bad because you know what's up. I like to see that card as somebody like giving someone enough rope to see, are they going to hang themselves with this, or are they going to decide, maybe I shouldn't be doing that. Natalia Cam, glad to see you in the room today. Hello, hello. Welcome. So this one is for Allie. We're doing Allie's card right now. Allie. Excuse me. You've got the Great Bear in reverse, Allie. So what this is telling me is sometime within the past 24 hours or within the next 24 hours, there has been or will be somebody who it would be very easy to be insulted or offended by. And instead of just jumping on them and knocking them down to the sidewalk and slapping them silly, what you're doing is you're just letting it just slide off you like water off a duck's back. You're not giving it too much attention or paying it. You're just not even reacting to this. You're just letting it be. And the cool thing about this card is not only are you just letting this go, whatever silliness that they're doing. I almost said a stronger word, but I'm trying to be somewhat professional here. Whatever silliness that they're doing, you find out later on that you're glad that you let it go. It doesn't really excuse them, but there was some like extenuating circumstances, and so you can kind of see how they would have done the things that they would have done. So you end up being happy that you didn't actually make things worse by jumping on them. So that's for Allie. Jane Donahue, you are up next, my dear. LRKK. Hey, hey, hey. Glad to have you in the room today, honey. All right, so Jane Donahue. Okay, Miss Jane, what you got is the Eight of Cups showing up in reverse. Now, the Eight of Cups in reverse to me is saying, Miss Jane, that you have a situation in your life that you did walk away from because you realized it was totally depleting you. You were putting in way more energy than anybody else was, and it was not giving you enough back to keep you with energy and fuel moving forward. So you walked away looking for a situation that was going to be more of a two-way street and work out better for you. Now, when you've got this card coming in like this, though, reverse, what's going on within the past 24 hours or the next 24 hours is you are walking right back to that situation you walked away from. Why, Jane? Don't do it. Why? I'm just teasing you. Actually, I'm hoping that, there's some reason why you're expecting things to be different whenever you walk back into that. You're quite welcome, Victoria. So let's see who is up next after Jane. The next person that walked in, Natalia Cam, you're up next, my dear. Card of the day for Natalia. Oh, your card just flopped out in the middle of a shuffle, Natalia. You got the Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands is just telling me that you have some kind of new, wonderful, inspiring idea, either within the past 24 hours or sometime within the next. This is really the beginning of this new inspiring idea. So we're not talking about you have this great, wonderful, inspired business. We're talking about something that is at the very beginning. So you may have a great idea about a project or a Christmas gift or a business idea, whatever. And so great new inspired idea. You get to follow up on it or let it die, whichever you prefer. Sometimes inspired ideas can't be followed up on right away. Sometimes we're overloaded already. So that gets to be up to you. But some kind of new, wonderful, inspiring idea today for Natalia. LRKK, I think it's your turn, my dear. Let's see what we have for you. LRKK. You're quite welcome, quite welcome. LRKK, what do we have? Wow. Very similar to the one we just did for Natalia. Little different area, though. Ace of Swords. What she had is the Ace of Wands. What you've got is the Ace of Swords, LRK. Ace of Swords is telling me that today, or within the past 24 hours or the next 24 hours, card of the day, that you are having or have had an incredible epiphany of a thought or an idea. This is one of those things that something just suddenly makes sense to you. When it does, it's like the light bulb goes on. But this is, when it comes in on the Ace of Swords, this is something that not only makes sense to you in this little tiny little frame, but also it like clicks a whole bunch of other things in your life together too. And like a lot of things start making sense because of this one little bit of information that you understand. This is something that can come in during a meditation, this little bit of information. It can also be something, believe it or not, this is the most hilarious when this happens, that a little one just happens to say, as you're in their presence, or maybe even you overhear them at the supermarket. Anyway, a little one can say something and you're like, oh my gosh, profound words. So a lot of ways that this new idea or thought or understanding really can come to you, but it makes a big difference in your perspective on really almost everything in life. So that's what I see coming in for you for the card of the day. Either it just happened within the past 24 hours or it will within the next. Dee Ryan, hello, hello, welcome. Glad to see you here today, my dear. Dee Ryan is a great herbologist, guys. If you have herbal questions, Dee is the person to ask. Let's see. What kind of card comes up for Ms. Dee Ryan? Okay, Dee, this is somebody that you're interacting with today. You got the King of Bows in reverse. Actually, I'm going to change that. I'm going to make it, this is not somebody you're interacting with as much as it's a situation. It does involve another person, though. I feel like somebody has been usurping your power. A lot of times this happens at work, but I have seen it happen in family situations as well. So somebody has been usurping your power, or they will have been by the time 24 hours goes by. And you have kind of taken the bull by the horns here. For this card to come in reverse, you've taken the bull by the horns and set them straight. I don't think you have to worry about them doing anything to usurp your power anymore, at least once this situation happens, if it has not already, Ms. Dee. Okay, so let's take a look at, first, let's everybody share this video if you haven't already, because coming in on a live video is always more fun than coming in after it's already done. So for those of you who don't mind sharing, please share everywhere that you share. Thank you, thank you. I do appreciate that. Cancer, Saturday, December the 2nd. What do we have coming in for you guys? I've got a couple of things showing up here. So I'm kind of seeing an image of everything going downhill, like very steeply. My first thing was, okay, well, maybe there's a sled that's going downhill. Maybe some of you guys are actually sledding on the snow or skiing on the snow. Cancers. And then the other thing that I have about things going downhill is this isn't as bad as it seems. Sometimes when everything goes downhill, you know, it's kind of like things are going down the drain. That's not what I'm getting for you, Cancers. I think things are just getting easier. It feels to me like for a lot of you, there's something that you're doing and you're just getting into the routine and you're trying to learn. So maybe you're at a new position at work, or you're working on a new project or whatever. I think that you're learning, and now you're kind of to the point by the time this time frame goes by, Saturday, you're kind of to the point that you've got your groove on and everything is going smooth. I will tell you guys, I've noticed that even though I'm assigning certain days to these predictions, like one of the Scorpio predictions, because I'm Scorpio, one of the Scorpio predictions actually happened for me like 4 or 5 days later than when I actually predicted it. So if you don't see it that particular day, be aware it might show up later. So if you are trying to get in the groove on something and get something to where you're past the learning curve and now things are easier, then even if it doesn't happen by the end of Saturday, then still keep your mind open that that's happening and it's coming and it's imminent, okay? Leo will be next. Thank you very much, Ricky. I do appreciate that. Good timing on your part. That's right. Allie, hello, hello. Welcome. Glad to see you in the room. Yeah, luckily I don't have that message today, little ODD. Allie. Let's do a card of the day for you, my dear. Now, your cards of the day don't have to be tied to your predictions either. Your cards of the day can be completely separate. They won't, I mean, sometimes they will be, but they won't always. There's no hard and fast rule there. Okay, Jane? Alrighty, so Let's look at Allie. Card of the day for you. So Allie, a card of the day is just something that's very current. It either happened within the past 24 hours or it'll be happening within the next 24 hours. And it's something that Sacred Spirit would like you to just think about a little bit more than what you would have if it did not come up. Guys, I know you saw me shuffling and heard me shuffling. You're not going to believe it. We got this card. This is the second time this card has come up this morning, and it's the second time it's come up reversed this morning. Like, wow. There's definitely some similar energies running around here. Allie, and I'm getting kind of the same meaning as I got for the other person earlier, too. I think that you were trying to make a decision, Miss Allie, and you're having a hard time because you can see positive points to either way to go. Cool, cool. I'm glad that you're seeing that. It makes sense, Jane. That is awesome. All right, so let's look at Leo for Saturday, December the 2nd. Let me switch gears into something more general here. Leo, Leo, Leo. Leo, Leo. Leos, I think you're trying really hard Saturday to blend two parts of your life. And they're kind of coming up to me as like oil and water. So, this may be you trying to get your wife to hang out with your mom and everything be calm and peaceful. May not happen. That's one example of it. But yeah, you're just trying to get everything to flow together, and you're trying to be able to kind of overlap things. And I don't see them as overlapping so well. In fact, I'm seeing some very clear delineated borders between those things. So Leo's the answer here for you for Saturday may be more about balancing things out and not necessarily expecting them to overlap or work well together. I just think trying to make whatever these two things are work well together, or these two parts of your life work well together, is pushing it for right now. Doesn't always have to be, but for right now, I just feel like you're asking a lot. And it's not going to happen. The results are going to be disastrous if you keep pushing that, Leo. You're quite welcome, Ms. Jane. I have a friend who listens to my dailies, and she always listens to her sun sign, her rising sign, and her moon sign. She says that gives her a more full picture, and sometimes she resonates more with one than the other, and it's not always the same. So I would recommend that. As for me, if I'm going to be listening to readings, I usually listen to my sun sign and my rising sign. I don't normally pay attention to my moon sign, but I do think you get a fuller picture. For me, like my sun sign is also my Venus sign, so I know more about my love life if I pay attention to my sun sign. And my rising sign tells me more about my career and my work. So I think everybody's pattern might be a little bit different, but you just want to play around with that and see how it works for you. Hey, 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 Zahira, glad to see you. Your moon always clicks for you, so see, you should just play with it, Allie, and see what works for you. Zahira, Zahira, let's do a card for you, my dear. Allie, I think I just answered that. Probably your second question just came up right as I was talking. Yep. Okay, so there is a little bit of delay on the line, so that's no big deal. That just is kind of stuff that happens. Okay, so Mrs. Zahira, what you have here, my dear, is the Page of Swords. Now, to me, when we get the Page of Swords in, that just means that you're getting in some kind of new message or communication. I think that this is a message or communication that you've been waiting for or expecting or wanting to hear. And I think it may have been a little bit slower coming to you than what you would like, Mrs. Zahira. So that's something that would have happened within the past 24 hours or within the next 24 hours, something that Sacred Spirit would like you to be a little bit more aware of than what you would have been had it not come up. Okay, so let's look at Virgo for Saturday, December the 2nd. Virgo, Virgo. Crystal Ball wants to talk again today, 2 days in a row. I really thought my Labradorite would be the loudest thing, but she has not been. Crystal ball for Virgo. Yesterday we got that cool message for somebody about the spirit guide. That was like the clearest picture I had ever seen in here. Okay, so Virgo, I see you walking your path, and I feel like at the end of your path is like water, like beach or sand or the ocean. This is basically saying that you're on the right path. You're doing the things that you need to do the way you need to do them, Virgo. And it's okay for you to take time to stop and rest and relax and appreciate the progress that you've made so far. So you don't have to have your nose to the grindstone all the time, Virgos. And this message from through the crystal ball is just encouraging you to, take some time to relax and rejuvenate yourself so that you can enjoy the things that are coming up afterwards. Priscilla Higdon, welcome, welcome. We don't care if you're late or not. It's all good. Let's do a card for you, Ms. Priscilla. So that was Virgo's message. Ms. Priscilla needs a card. No worries, Allie. Stick around for the Reiki afterwards and just reset the intention. I'm going to set the intention for whatever benefits you the most, but you reset that intention to help you with the sinal issues and see how much that helps you with the 5 minutes there. Priscilla Higdon's card. Priscilla. 2 of Swords, my dear. You have a decision in front of you. This decision may have to do with love. Doesn't necessarily even have to be with romantic love. It can be a decision about, okay, what do I really love to do? You may have a decision about work. You may have a really good paying job offer, and you may be working something that you really love, and you're debating, okay, would I love to have more money, or would I love to keep working the job I love? So you have a decision in front of you. You've either made that decision yesterday, within the past 24 hours, or within the next 24 hours, Miss Priscilla. Alrighty, so let's look at Libra for Saturday, December the 2nd. Libra. By the way, if you need help with a decision, I do offer clarity in my readings, just saying. Anybody seriously who does want to get a reading with me, all you have to do is find my contact information on my website and get a hold of me, and we can get that scheduled. My website is www.amista.info. You're quite welcome, Priscilla. Let's look at Libra for Saturday, December the 2nd. Who was it that stuck purple panties in my mind? Little ODD. Let's see. Libra, I'm hearing fantastic flora. So beautiful flowers coming in for Libra. So some of you may be receiving flowers, some of you may be sending flowers, some of you may be gardening. There's something going on with flowers or flora, plant life for Libra on Saturday, one way or the other. And for others of you, actually, there's also a health thing here. This is just talking about you're feeling good in your gut for some of you, Libras. Fantastic flora you have. Scorpio. Let's see what us guys have for Saturday, December the 2nd. Okay, so Scorpios, we have a dream, a goal, a target, something that we're focusing on and reaching towards. I feel like on Saturday, it feels like it's really far away, but we do have reason to hope and to keep working towards that. What I'm hearing is if we don't worry about how far away we are from reaching our goal, then we just keep working towards it and thinking about how great it will be to have it, then it happens that much faster. So this is really encouragement about speeding up something in a very energetic way rather than knocking ourselves out trying to speed it up in a very tangible physical way. La da 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 da. Sagittarius, Saturday, December the 2nd. Uh-oh, I've got another rock. Which rock wants to talk to Sagittarius? I heard some hollering over here. I had to figure out which one it was coming from. This actually technically is not a rock. This is bismuth. It's a metal, and it basically comes up as like a side product whenever people are purifying either copper, lead, or some other metal. I don't remember. So anyway, this is bismuth, and the qualities of bismuth are they actually help somebody in easing loneliness. So if somebody is lonely, this is a really nice stone to have to help with loneliness. So anyway, it's not really a stone, it's a metal. And it's actually used in welding and stuff as well. So let's see, let me focus. Sagittarius. Sagittarius, Sagittarius. Okay, so looking at this bismuth, it's actually reminding me of like if you've ever seen an aerial picture of like in Thailand or somewhere where they have rice paddies on the mountains, like as you go down the mountains, they just have all this space dedicated to growing rice that they can as they work down. And that's what this is reminding me of. And so I'm feeling like Sagittarius, you're going to have something going on that's based on emotions because obviously there's a lot of water in a rice paddy. You're going to have something going on that is based on emotions, Sagittarius. And I feel like whatever this is going to be really productive. So this could be that you have an emotional conversation with someone. And when I say emotional, I don't mean like screaming, raging, throwing things around emotional, but just like the type of thing that, you know, it makes you feel like you just want to cry, either because you're so happy or maybe you miss somebody or whatever. But there's some kind of emotional conversation or connection, and you may even be doing something that makes you feel emotional. Some of you may be commemorating the life of somebody. Some of you may be just helping some people, and it makes you feel really emotional to be able to help them. And I feel like whatever this is going on that really is strongly pulling on your emotions on Saturday, Sagittarius, is also creating a bond between you and somebody else, or maybe even somebody's else on Saturday as well. That is called bismuth, Ricky, and it comes in different colors. I think that's the spelling of it. Like that one is mostly blue, and then I've got a little tiny piece here, and these are a little bit more common, at least around here. And then you can see that this one is a lot more pink than blue. Still has the goldish look to it. So that was Sagittarius. Okay, guys, so we've got 3 more predictions for signs, and then after that, we're going to do Reiki. If you haven't shared already, please share. It's always more fun to get in on a live event while it's still live. And I really want as many people as we can have here for Reiki at the time we're doing Reiki. So if they have questions, they can pop them right into the question box, and I can address those right away. Let's see, Capricorn, Saturday, December the 2nd. Thank you guys for sharing, by the way. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Capricorn, Capricorn, there's something going on with eyeglasses for you guys on Saturday. I'm not sure if it's your eyeglasses or somebody else's eyeglasses. This may be that you're taking a kid to an eyeglass appointment. Maybe you're losing your eyeglasses. This is really wild and out there. Could be anything. But there's something going on with eyeglasses for you, Capricorn. A lot of you are actually going to be having like your eyeglass prescriptions renewed. Some of you are just going to be realizing that you need to do that, and others of you, eyeglasses are going to be getting sat on or crushed in some way. For some of you, this is just going to be like the generic reading glasses that you can buy at any supermarket or whatever. But anyway, something about eyeglasses, either yours or somebody else's, is what's coming into me, Capricorn. That is kind of the weirdest message I've ever gotten, I think. I don't know, I get a lot of weird ones. Let's look at Aquarius. My rocks just want to talk today. Okay. So we're going to do labradorite for Aquarius. Labradorite is a really interesting rock. It's known as like the shaman stone. It's really good for helping you cross back and forth between worlds, so between the physical and the spiritual. And with my labradorite, like it'll start out really dark colored, and once I pick it up to start actually reading it, like you can see it literally changes color. It's so happy to be used. So this is a stone that has a lot of character and personality. Labradorite for Aquarius, that's who we're looking for. Okay. So Aquarius, I think it's going to be really tempting for you or maybe I should say, it's going to be kind of a challenge for you on Saturday. Your mind is going to be kind of clouded either about something or by something. So there may be something that's going on that you're just having a hard time wrapping your mind around and just getting the full big picture. For others of you, though, I feel like there's going to be something going on where you're not going to be feeling like your mind is working up to full snuff. So this may be, this could be drinking, this could be partaking in drugs, this could be doing something like taking cold medicine. I mean, everybody that I know, cold medicine pretty much whacks you out. But there's something going on where it looks like to me a good portion of the day your mind is going to feel clouded. You're going to feel like you just can't quite touch reality or comprehend reality exactly completely, Aquarius, on Saturday. Let's see. That sounds like your mom. Alrighty. Pisces, let's look at you guys next for December the 2nd, Saturday for Pisces. I'm telling you, my stones are going nuts. So I think this is rhodosodolite, and this wants to talk to Pisces. This can be a really pretty stone. So let's see what it has to say. Let's see here. Rhodosodolite is really good for healing up any kind of emotional injuries or trauma, any kinds of heartache. Okay. So Pisces, I feel like on Saturday you're going to have some waves of emotion coming in for you. I feel like some of those waves of emotion are going to be um, just what would be normal reactions to whatever is going on around you. Some of these actually come in as nice and happy waves, but I do see like one little flaw here. It's like there's one person that knows how to push your buttons, that is taking your emotions and kind of whacking them out and spinning them the other direction. So Pisces, just you've got the heads up now. You can do some things to kind of deactivate any triggers that you might expect to be pushed by somebody that you may be around on Saturday, so that you can keep enjoying the good emotions and not feel triggered and not let that other person get to you. So that's what I would recommend working on before Saturday, Pisces, if you can. Okay, so that is all the signs. Let's go ahead and move on to 5 minutes of Reiki. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set the intention for the Reiki to be for whatever will benefit you the most. If you have something specific that you would like the Reiki to help you with, feel free to adjust that intention for yourself. Those of you who are catching this later, please know that all you have to do is set your intention to receive the Reiki, and you can get just as much benefit from it as those who are here right now. So let me just get this started. And guys, please be aware that when somebody is sending Reiki to you, it's pretty common for you to feel things in your body or for your emotions to change a little bit. So if you notice that going on, don't be alarmed. That's okay. If you happen to have where you notice something in particular body areas, I can give you a halfway decent idea of what kind of changes you can expect, or what kind of changes around that area of your life you can expect. Yeah, Ricky knows that personally. Ricky had a free Reiki session this morning, which, by the way, for those of you who have never received a full Reiki session, for me, that's an hour long where the energies are focused on you and you alone. That is an incredible experience. So if you're noticing benefit from these little 5-minute micro blurbs, I would highly encourage you to set up a time where you can at least get a session with me. The first session is always free. That way you can actually experience the Reiki for yourself and decide if you would like to utilize that in your life further. And then after that, we can talk about pricing. But the first session is always free. And whether you intend to buy later or not doesn't really matter. I would like you to experience this. Thank you, Tammy. That does make sense I think that makes sense for everybody, even without your situation for the holidays, actually, now that you pointed that out. Not just Pisces. Shingles on your arms and legs. Arms and legs are a lot. They have to do with where you're going, how well you're flowing in life, with supporting yourself. That's all legs. Arms have to do with types of things that you do, how you express yourself in the world, things that you do for others, things that you do to care for yourself. So there could be a lot that changes for you, Mrs. Ahira. Aw, thank you, Ricky. I almost called you Reiki. Thank you, Ricky, for the Reiki recommendation. Okay, we've got about 2 more minutes of Reiki. La di di da da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. La da di da da. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You're feeling the base chakra and the sacral chakra? Base chakra, as we talked about earlier, has to do with home, family, finances, those types of things that make us feel secure. Sacral chakra has to do with how we feel things. This can have a lot to do with sensuality. This can have a lot to do with how clothes feel on us, how things taste, how aesthetically pleasing are things. I know I have a little bit of an accent, Ricky. I'm sorry. Coldness again. Okay, so coldness has to do with letting go of some old hurts or some angers, things that you haven't been able to express or let out that have kind of been pent up and haven't been released yet. The Reiki is just working on dissolving some of that. A lot of times when you feel coldness, that can also make you feel kind of emotional too, because you may be experiencing some of those feelings you haven't been able to let out as the Reiki dissolves some of the roots of those issues. La-da-dee-da-da-da-da-da. No, it is a part of healing. It's a good thing. Okay, so I'm going to wrap up Reiki for this morning. So now it is time for free-for-all questions. You guys have 5 minutes. Throw whatever questions you want to at me, and I'll go ahead and answer them as long as they're not something I have to look into too deeply. I like to save deep questions for actual readings, but for this little quick live broadcast, we can look at little quick stuff. Now down the legs, yay, that has to do with moving forward and supporting yourself. And supporting your family, especially in a female, supporting the family with the legs. 4 more minutes on questions, guys. Let's hear them. Pop them in there. I can't answer them till I can see them. Ricky, will you have another baby? Ricky wants to know if she'll have another baby. Honey, what I'm hearing is no. Yeah, what I'm going to say is no. Keep dreaming about an ex. Is that just me or a soul connection? Is Victoria dreaming about the ex because it's a soul connection or a soul communication? No, honey, that's more just you. That's just you dreaming about it, honey. I'm sorry. The client for the plot came back. Didn't accept it. Okay. All right. Well, Anna will be able to sell at least one plot within 2 to 3 weeks from now. La di di da 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 da. Technically, what I'm looking at here is a tie. I think you're going to be well on your way within 2 to 3 weeks from now to selling a plot. I don't think it's going to be a done deal, though. Any boyfriends in the future, Zahira? The future is an awful long time, honey. How far into the future? I mean, I think we can assume you're going to have boyfriends in the future. You might be 82 by the next time someone comes along, but I think we can assume there will be. Let's narrow that down a little bit. Have Fabrizio and I moved on for good. Are Fabrizio and Allie done, 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 done? You know what? I don't want that deck for this. I want this deck for that. I figured you were going to say that, Ricky. Honey, I think you guys are all done but the crying. That's what it looks like to me. Looks like you're really missing them a lot. But I don't really see you guys getting back. How to feel about speaking to loved ones who have crossed over the candle flame. Here's how I feel about that, Tammy. You bring up a really good question. I'm going to answer it a lot more generally than you asked it. When we are speaking to a loved one that crossed over, we basically generally work out our own language with that person that's different from anyone else. So if the candle flame was what works for you, then the candle flame is what works for you. That's not something that I've ever used, but that doesn't mean that it's not a great tool. Really, our creativity is our only limit when we're speaking to somebody who's crossed over. Okay, any new boyfriends coming up for Zahira within the next few weeks, so she doesn't really care if it's like when she's 82. We're not thinking about that. But then the next few weeks for Zahira, any new loves showing up in her life? Or any old loves coming back? Let's see about that too. Can't leave them out. New love, I don't see. I do see an old love. Actually, I'm going to say I see you considering an old love. I don't necessarily see you getting back with that person. I really think that you don't have enough peace when you're with that person. You don't feel like you can really be yourself and be calm and peaceful and okay. So I think you're going to consider going back with an old person and not do it. I don't see anybody new coming in within the next few weeks. Jenny. And this is going to be the last question. Jenny's question will be the last question that I answer here. Going out with friends tonight. Will you meet anyone good? Okay, that's a really wide open question. Are we talking about, are you going to meet the one? Or are we talking about, are you going to meet any cool friends to hang out with in the future? Or are we talking about, are we going to meet somebody who's going to be a lover for a while? Let's see what comes up for Jenny. Guys, when you ask the really wide open questions, you're going to get a really wide open answer. That's why I always try to get you guys to be real specific so that we've got an answer that we can work with. I think that you're going with somebody else, and this person may not have gone to this, whatever this get-together is, before, so you may be kind of showing them the ropes. I think you're going to have a good time, definitely. And I do see you interacting with a couple of different people. One of them is interested in just having a good time, having fun, blah, blah, blah. Great sense of humor, very charming type of person. And another person is going to be more down to earth and balanced and, you know, maybe not as much light of the party, but somebody who's got a little bit more solid character. This is also going to be somebody who's probably going to be older than your person who is just all about laughing and having a good time. That's what I've got coming up for you, Ms. Jenny. You don't want to be the crazy lady. Trust me, we're all a little crazy. All right, everybody, thank you so much for coming by and hanging out with me. I really do appreciate you guys keeping me company here and keeping me on my toes. Everyone have a fantastic, fantastic rest of your weekend, and I imagine that I will see you all back here tomorrow. Peace out.